again, we're on lesson 3 in chapter 3. Our essential question is, how are multiplication and division related? And today's activity is about multiplication as comparison. So when a word problem uses phrase like times as many, times more, or times as much, these kinds of problems are comparison problems because we're comparing two things. One thing is some times as many, or something is a certain number of times more. So we're comparing two different sets. Example 1, Mary attended camp for 7 days this summer. Tyler attended 3 times as many days as Mary. Find the number of days Tyler attended camp. And for example 1, we're going to use counters to compare the group of days. So they first set up in our drawing box of work. This is Mary's number of days she's attended. And you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 matches the 7 days that she was in camp this summer. So the other piece of information we need is that Tyler attended 3 times as many days as Mary. And so they set up a separate counter model for Tyler. And they took how many days Mary had, so the first row is going to have 7 to match the number that she had. And then they repeated that into 3 rows. So 1 row of 7, 2, 3 rows to show 3 times as many. Now you can count all these counters, but hopefully you'll move to a point where you don't have to. And you'll see that 7 plus 7 plus 7, 7, 14, 21. And the other way to write that is 7 3 times, because we have 7 3 times. 7 times 3 is 21. And knowing that you can switch back and forth between these two will help when we get into more complicated problems. So that's the model with the counters and drawing dots. The answer to the question, which we forgot to highlight, sorry, let me go back. Find the number of days Tyler attended camp. Tyler attended camp for 21 days using the counters. The next example is going to use a bar diagram to do the same type of activity. So a type of model drawing is a bar diagram. A bar diagram can help you understand a problem and plan to solve it. Example 2, Suki used 15 beads to make a bracelet. This is 3 times as many beads as what Cassidy used. How many beads did Cassidy use? Okay, so the piece of information we need is she used 15 beads, and this is 3 times as many as what Cassidy used. And our question is, how many beads did Cassidy use? And our plan is to use the bar diagram. So they set 15 beads because that is 3 times as many. So that is the greatest number that we're going to be working with. And they divided it into 3 groups because it says in the problem 3 times as many as what Cassidy used. So we need to figure out how many are in each group if we have a total of 15 beads and they're divided evenly into 3 groups. And you can take a model or buttons or counters or something and draw 3 different groups and put 1 in each group until you run out of objects. But hopefully you'll be able to count by 3s, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15 or something, and see that 15 divided by 3 is 5. Oh, sorry, that goes 3. The 5 is going to go down here. 3 times what is 15? 3 times 5 is 15. And you can use a fact family. So Cassidy used 5 bees to answer the question. Okay. You're going to use your fact families and models to get through your independent work. And looking at your independent work, the key to focus on and practice is this vocabulary. Times as many, times more. So pay attention to that, because the math is review from what you've done in prior grades. But really focusing on these is going to help you when you're doing the word problems.